Welcome to the Collab Podcast. My name is Michelle.
And my name is Devin.
On this podcast, we explore concepts of self-mastery and community collaboration
through in-depth panel discussions and intimate interviews with dance's most prominent figures.
Yeah. See my peanut butter jelly snack, pull it ride, bushy painting. That's my sunshine when it's raining. That's my boo, yeah. When I'm all alone, she pulled through.
Welcome to the Collab Podcast, everyone. I'm Michelle, and I'm here with my co-host, Devin, who is also my sister. And our guest today is someone we have known for all of our lives and has truly been an inspiration to us. Dylan Banares, or Dill, as we lovingly call him, began dancing recreationally at the age of 7. Shortly thereafter, Dylan was brought on stage to dance alongside the Jabbawockeez at Randy Jackson's America's Best Dance Crew Live in San Diego, California. By the age of 8, Dylan joined Pride Rice Dance Company as the youngest dancer in the group. And in March 2011, Dylan, with his siblings, Jordan, Devin, and yours truly, co-founded and co-owned the Box Dance Studio. During that time, Dylan danced with Roots and Raw Dance Company for a few short years before being appointed Raw's co-artistic director. At the age of 15, Dylan taught several weekly slots ranging from youth to advanced level hip hop classes while at the Box. And he made his artistic debut at Maxed Out Dance Competition in 2014 and received recognition as the only minor team competing in the major adult division.
Soon after, Dylan blossomed as a choreographer and performer, receiving many accolades for Raw Dance Company, Olympian High School's all-male dance team, Ill Habits, and as a soloist. In 2017, Dylan received a double platinum first place award and 6th place overall as the only hip-hop soloist at the West Coast Regional Showstopper Dance Competition in Anaheim, California. While on Ill Habits, Dylan danced alongside his team and received 4th place in the world and 2nd place in the United States at Hip Hop International 2017. Dylan has graduated from Olympian High School in 2018, and today Dylan dances with the award-winning adult competition team 220. 220 has received 3rd place at Arena Dance Competition in Los Angeles, California, and Dylan now likes to spend his time with his family, obviously friends, and his 9-year-old corgi, Ein. Dylan believes in the constant pursuit of becoming a better dancer to fuel his mind, body, and soul. Please welcome our brother and our very special guest today, Dylan Banares.
Hi.
Welcome.
Oh my God, it's so weird hearing everything I've done. It's like it kind of makes me cringe because I don't like hearing that stuff.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't like hearing that kind of stuff. It makes me like, ooh, I did all of that. I don't know. I'm just weird like that.
You should be proud of your accomplishments. And I think the coolest thing about this intro is that Devin and I have had the pleasure of actually witnessing all of those accolades that you've earned. And I think that that's pretty incredible. We've never been able to say that about any of our guests up until now. So we're very proud sisters.
I mean, yeah, you guys yelled at me to get that stuff.
Oh my gosh, the truth comes out.
I know.
Well, and that leads me to just jump right in, Dylan, because, we talk all the time, we see each other every week. Our brother Jordan is abroad, and if we could see him every week, we would. We're a very close, tight-knit family. And I think one of the questions that I've never had the opportunity to ask you is, did you ever feel like we pressured you into dance?
Ooh, it all comes out. The truth comes out. I don't think I ever felt pressured into doing it. I think the pressure came from you guys wanted me to do my best. You guys wanted me to improve myself. I think when I started dancing, it was just more of, if you want to do it, just try it out. And then when I took it more seriously, that's when you guys really pushed me and pressured me into just really not just dancing, just to dance, just finding that meaning and finding that soul. That's where I felt the pressure from, but that's not a bad thing. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. I think too, because we're so tight knit that naturally there's a competitive spirit that, is just sort of it's present because we're so close as siblings and all four of us dance. So I understand what you're saying. I want to, even though Devin and I know everything that you've done, good and bad, I want you, from your perspective, to tell our listeners where you had sort of that enlightening moment that said, this is what I want to do. Was it on stage at the Jabbawockeez event?
Actually, no. Wow, that's a really tough question. I think it probably happened on stage. It might have been a little bit after that. I don't know if you guys remember. I forgot where the venue was, but you guys let me have like a little freestyle section in like Ripe's set. And it was like just one little section where I walk, transition on stage, I do little dance moves, and then I get off. And like that's when I felt like, damn, like I want to dance with these guys. Like I want to learn how to do this stuff. That looks so cool. Like I want to do this. Like I really want to dedicate my time to this. And I think I was like about 9. I was around 8 or 9 when I really wanted to like take this seriously. Yeah. It was like a little section. I was just like doing my little thing. And then I was like, oh, I want to do this.
Going back to talking about like our bond as siblings, I think it's special in that we've always been able to speak openly. And so when we told you that we wanted you to do it, it was exciting for us to see you like take part in something that, obviously connected Ate, Jordan, and myself. But yeah, seeing you on stage do your thing, I think it was really exciting because obviously you're our brother, but then we saw that you were like really good at it. And so we're like, dang, okay, we need to bring him on the team. So what was it like when you first started dancing and you were dancing amongst others who were a little bit older than you? Like, what was that dynamic like?
I felt like I was always the little brother. I was always the young one on the team. Like the one that would always goof off, the one that would never pay attention. But then I always felt like since I was the young one and since you guys let me be on the team, I had to prove myself a lot. Excuse me. I had to make sure I was keeping up with everybody. You know what I mean? And that, I feel like that really built my competitive spirit, just being surrounded by older people who are at a higher level than I am. And it's like, I want to dance like these guys. I want to be better than them. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
I remember moments where you were like goofing off, but more so, I remember you were very serious, like when it came to actually learning choreography or blocking. Like you had this face of like focus and like, don't talk to me because I'm like trying to learn.
Yeah. It was just, I want to be, I didn't want to say the best. I just wanted to be able to be on the team. You know what I mean? I wanted to earn my spot. Like, this is my spot. I work to earn it. Yeah, I'm the youngest on the team, but I'm working my butt off. You know what I mean? Yeah.
It's so interesting because when we started the studio and the teams, I never really thought about the dynamic of like what it would be like to dance with my siblings. And, I never thought about it from your perspective necessarily, like feeling like you needed to earn your spot, because in my eyes, and maybe I'm biased, I felt like all of you deserved to be there, siblings or not. So it's interesting to hear you say that you felt like you needed to earn your spot. I want to switch gears a little bit and kind of shift, because there's a little bit of competitive spirit more so between you and Jordan. And I don't know where that originated from. I don't know if it's just because you guys are brothers, but I want to know how that motivated you, or maybe even at times discouraged you, having that dynamic with Jordan.
Ooh, okay. If you're listening to this right now, no, I'm kidding. Wow. I feel like it goes really deep. Like I could go into this rabbit hole. I think it has something to do with us being brothers, and I think we're the youngest brothers. Like we're kind of the baby boys, so it's always fighting for that attention. And I think I've always followed in his footsteps. So when he started dancing, I was like, I could do that too. You know what I mean? And he's always been like my role model, my mentor. He's always helped me with dance, but at the same time, I've always wanted to show him, like, just because you're queer, like, doesn't mean that you could do this better than me. I wanted to be better than him. And I think that has to do, when we were growing up, like, we used to butt heads all the time. I mean, I think him feeling like queer, he could like bully me into stuff. Like, no, you can't bully me. Like, I can do what I want, I can fight back. So I feel like a lot of our competitive nature is deep rooted into like our childhood. I mean, like, we used to share a room together, and like sharing a room, I know how that is. Like, you kind of just fight for space. So I think just seeing him improve and get better and learn new things, I was like, I want to learn that stuff. I want to improve. I want to be able to create my own stuff as good as he's doing. You know what I mean?
I think Jordan would agree with us in saying that you've accomplished that, a lot more on your own, stuff that you can say is not influenced by any of us, which is, I think, really special as well. We listed a lot of stuff in the introduction for you. What would you say out of all of your dance experience and highlights was the most memorable thing for you?
Ooh. Probably most memorable. Probably the Jabbawockeez thing. Like, it's on YouTube, it's on the internet, it's gonna be there forever. I mean, like, when I first started talking to Chelsea, I was like, hey, you want to see this video of me dancing with the Jabbawockeez? Like, that's like my fun fact about myself. And I think, yeah, that's probably the most memorable thing that I got, just seeing 5-year-old, 6, something like that. Just me in like a red Jabberwocky mask and some gloves, and just, I don't even know if he was a real Jabberwocky. I was just like dancing against him, but like that's a part of me. That's part of the rest of my life.
So is that how you wooed Chelsea? I have to ask her now. Did she see that video and she was like, yes, this is the guy for me?
I think she was probably like, what the heck is what the hell? Like, who is this guy?
Fun fact, I think a lot of people don't know this, but Dylan has a kendama signed by the Jabbawockeez. Special thanks to Jo Koy. Shout out to Jo Koy. Thank you for hooking us up with that.
They're probably like, oh my God, another kendama we have to sign. But like, I think it was cool how Mr. Jo Koy just offered to take it. And I don't know, it took like how many months to get here, but we still have it. It's very valuable. I think Dad still has it, but like, it's like the kendama's black and it's written in black Sharpie, so you can barely see the signatures. Hey, in 20 years, I'm going to be a millionaire off that. Just watch.
Well, it was so nice of him.
Yeah.
Because we went to go watch his show. He was in San Diego. We went to go watch his show, and he actually apologized to you, Dylan, because he swore a lot during his comedy routine, and he realized that you were, not of age. You were under 18. How old were you? I think you were like 12, maybe.
Yeah, I think I was barely in middle school.
Yeah. And he was like, "Oh man, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for all the bad words."
Well, like, I don't want to say we grew up around bad words, but I think, I don't know, just being surrounded by a lot of older people, you just fit in with that kind of older stuff. I mean, like I got in trouble in school for saying a lot of bad words, but that I learned from you guys. It's all coming out now. No, I'm kidding.
Mom and dad are going to listen to this episode, right?
I feel like mom and dad know everything I've done. Hi, mom and dad.
I have the kendama that I gave Jo Koy with all the signatures. I think we were missing one. I can't remember.
He signed yours too? I didn't know he signed yours.
Yeah, for you, me, and Kuya. So, I mean, that was really nice because he spent a lot of time like talking to us.
Yeah.
And then when he found out that we danced and he was like, "Oh, I can get the Jabbawockeez to sign it for you." We're like, "Dude, okay." Which is funny because we had like, I mean, I don't want to say that we're close to the Jabbawockeez, but we danced with a lot of people who have danced with the Jabbawockeez. But it was just funny that Jo Koy was the one who was like, "Yeah, I'll get you some autographs."
I mean, I was kind of skeptical. I was like, I'm really giving my kendama to this man. Like, I don't know what he's going to do with it. And then, a couple months later in the mail, signed by the Jabbawockeez, I was like, I missed you, kendama.
Well, and that was during the time where it was like kendama was really popular. And so we brought our kendamas everywhere.
That was my life.
They were those kids.
That was my middle school life. I remember I was going through the old box account, and I found an old video of me doing kendama. I was like, wow, that's so cringe. Oh my God, that does not look like me anymore.
But you've picked it up again recently, yeah?
Yeah. I mean, I had way too much time on my hands when I was younger. I feel like now it's just I'll pick it up, play for it with a couple of minutes, and I'm like, oh, I got to go. I got to go out and run errands. But yeah.
Kendama life. I remember when kendama life was everything in this family. All three of you had kendamas, and that's all. Anytime, I mean, we went to the mall. I think you guys even all brought your kendamas to the pumpkin patch when I took Cameron for the first time, and you guys were all on your kendamas.
I brought it everywhere. And like people that didn't know about kendama, they're like, oh my God, like it's like some sort of spectacle. It's like the street shows. They're like, oh my God, what's he doing? What's that? And then I have like random kids come up to me like, you want to battle me and Ken? I'm like, what the heck? I'm trying to hang out with my family.
Super like young kids too.
I know.
They're super bold.
Yeah. And, I used to walk around in my kendama SD shirt. Like kids come to me like, oh my God, kendama SD? They're like, do you know blah, 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 blah? I'm like, yeah. They're like, oh my God. But yeah. Kendama was life. It was a very pivotal moment in my life.
Yeah.
What was the hardest or what trick did you learn that you are most proud of with kendama?
I don't even remember what the tricks are called, to be honest with you. Oh, I remember I used to break my kendama over all the time. It was like the down spike, and then you flip it. I forgot what the term is called. You flip it and then you spike it. I spent so many hours on that. I've screamed. I know mom and dad have yelled at me for screaming at my kendama and throwing it on the floor and everything. But yeah, I think that was the hardest trick.
That kendama life, though. Okay, so let's take it back to dance because I want to know. I have some more hard hitting pressing questions. We're gonna dig deep with Dylan
Oh
B.
no.
We opened the studio and you earned your spot to become a leader, and you worked closely with Devin, and you became an artistic director for Raw, and I think you split that responsibility with Kiara. And I would like to know what your experience was like to be a leader. And the second part to that question is, what was your experience like to actually work so closely with Devin?
Ooh, okay. Being a leader. Like I said before, I feel like I had to earn being a leader. I think especially being your guys' siblings. I've always had this perception of people seeing me as, oh, he's their sibling, like he gets whatever he wants, he has easy access. So I feel like I've always had to just work my ass off just to earn that spot. So when it came time for me to be a leader, it was very, very nerve-wracking. I mean, I was like barely in middle school, and I was like helping out the Dev run a dance team. So I felt like being a leader too, I had to earn my respect since I was so young. You know what I mean? I mean, it's hard for, middle school kids to follow another middle schooler that they go to school with every day. Like at school, like we're buddies, but like when we're in practice, like you have to listen to what I say. You have to, like whatever I say, like you have to, make sure you listen up. So it was kind of hard to balance that. I feel like a lot of times, because when it was time to, get serious, like everyone get your ish together. And then the next day I have to see him at school and like, they're all mad at me. Like, well, I didn't do anything. Like I'm just being like what they asked me to be. I'm being a leader. I'm trying to help the team. So I think the main thing was just trying to balance that difference. Like two sides of myself. But yeah, it was really fun though. It was really fun being a leader. And then what was the other one?
How did it feel working with your sister so closely?
Working with Ata Dev. Ata Dev, she's very intense, and I feel like that's where I get my intensity from. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I like when you watch her dance, it's
Okay,
crazy.
To be honest.
No, like when we watch Ata Dev dance, it's like, whoa, like she like commands the stage. You know what I mean? So watching, like being so close with her, watching how she runs a team, I feel like I get a lot of that when, I help like lead projects or something like that. She has a lot of like intense energy, and it's just like it's very contagious, and people want to like listen up. You know what I mean? So yeah, the main thing was the intensity. That's what I really like was drawn to. I was like, okay, let's go. Let's get crazy. Let's go.
Well, and
I feel like crying. That was very kind of you to say, Dill. I don't know. I feel a lot of emotions right now. I think it's because I had like caffeine this morning. But I think hearing you say that, it just makes me really miss like dancing with my siblings. I feel like I'm gonna start crying. Wow, this episode's really taking a turn. No, I miss like dancing with you guys. I think, when it was time for like all of us to kind of do our own thing and we finally closed the doors for the studio, I think that was like a moment where it's like, okay, do I really want to dance anymore? Because being with you guys was such a huge part of like enjoying that. So I'm like, okay, whatever my siblings are going to do, like I'm going to do. Like if they all end up taking up soccer, we'll go play soccer. Or like, I don't know, just whatever whatever you guys wanted to do next, I was like, that's what I want to do. Sorry. I'm talking in a circle now, so I'm going to stop.
No, I know what you mean. We've always, I think, mom and dad have always told us that we need to stick together. Like when they're gone, we're the only people that we have. Oh my God, I'm going to cry too. It's like, it's just, it was the one thing that I don't want to say regret, because I don't want to live with regrets. There's the one thing I wish I could have done. That's the same thing as regret. I don't know what I'm saying. But, before the studio closed, I feel like that's when, like, leading up to it, that's when everyone started kind of doing their own thing. And I feel like I wish I could have danced with everybody one more time before the studio closed. Because, Kuya was doing his stuff on 220. I just moved to ill. And, you guys were trying to hold down the fort at the studio. And, like, I felt like I kind of abandoned my duties. So that's what I kind of feel bad about. And, sometimes I still wish, like, I should have, helped more. I should have danced with you guys one last time. Oh my God, what is this? What is this podcast?
I know people are going to listen to this and they're going to be like, what?
We need to get some therapy.
What did I? Well, I think, I speak for Ate as well when I say that you guys didn't abandon your duties. You guys were always meant to do more than just the studio. And I think for me personally, like I was at a point where I was being really close-minded about like what my role was at the studio and what I wanted to like ask of you and Jordan. So, I'm sorry that you felt that way because, I was not the best person that I could be, the best sister that I could be to help support like what you and Jordan were trying to do. But that's all like, that's all part of this kind of looking back, right? Like hindsight is 2020. And now I realize like, oh man, like I feel like I could have done a lot of stuff different. But I think as long as we realize that and we take that and move forward, and then we're good,
I think we have. I think our bond as siblings has only gotten stronger. I mean, we freaking got ink on our skins. I can't pull it up all the way. There you go. We got this on our skins, and I know mom and dad weren't too happy about that.
Well, I want to go back. I think you and Jordan were responsible for the demise of the studio. I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding.
Oh, it's all coming out now.
I want to like cut all of this out because I'm like, dang, we're just airing all the dirty laundry.
I'm totally kidding. No, I absolutely agree with Devin. I think the intention of this studio was so that we as siblings could have a place where we felt safe, a place where we could create, a place that, where we could build a legacy for ourselves. And, even though we were only open for a short, 6.5 years, I think we were able to accomplish that. We accomplished having a safe space for ourselves to create, non-judgmental. We invited people into our space. We built a team. We built a forever dance family. And it was the stepping stone into us doing stuff beyond that. I mean, Jordan ended up going to the Navy to serve our country. He's living in Spain with his wife now. You have moved on to do bigger and better things. You're dancing with 220, you're still creating. And Devin and I have had an opportunity to start a podcast. So I think that, as much as we joke about, the studio and it's taken Devin and I a long time to like come to terms with it because, we can still say that we were really torn up about losing the studio, and we still are. But I think that if we kind of spin it a little bit differently, it really was a positive thing for all of us.
Yeah. I agree.
Oh, I love you guys. I love Jordan.
I love you too.
Jordan, shout out. Miss you. All right, let's stop being serious. Jeez Louise, you guys.
All right, next question. Come on. I'm just kidding.
All right. So I want to talk to you about, because we're living in the state of a pandemic, and it's kind of basically turned the dance community upside down. I mean, aside from all the other things that we've had going on in the dance community, COVID has really halted the community in more ways than we could have imagined. And so I'm interested to hear how that has affected you as a dancer and in terms of creating and inspiration and motivation. But I also want to hear how it's affected 220.
Ooh, okay. So affecting me, I feel like this quarantine really stopped me in my tracks of my dance goals. I'm going to be real. I really feel like I like, if it was a graph, I was like going up, I was slowly making my way up, and then it just like crashed down. But like, that's my opinion of myself. I've always been hard on myself. But with that being said, quarantine dancing has been, or just quarantining in general, has been the hardest thing. I feel like dancers, or just people, like humans in general, we're very social creatures. We thrive off being around each other. That's how we learn new things. That's how we grow as individuals. So, not being able to take a class or just have a session with your friends or learn choreo, it was like, what do I do with my life? Like, and a lot of people, they don't have access to space in their homes. I mean, I know for us, we just like recently made a little bit of space in our garage. And even though sometimes like you need more space, I forgot who I was talking to about it, but like for like dancers, when you feel like you have a bigger space and like you're by yourself, you feel like you have more room to create. You have more, like, if you think about it like a canvas, you have more real estate to paint, if that makes sense. And yeah, as much as I was feeling bad about myself for not dancing, like I didn't dance for, like, seriously dance. I didn't dance for like 7 months because of quarantine, because I was just so uninspired and unmotivated to do anything. And yeah, it was a really negative thing, but I found a way to make it positive, because I was talking to someone. I forget people's names a lot. I forgot who I'm talking to, but we were talking about quarantine and the benefits of it. I mean, of course, we don't want to get the virus. We don't want to get people sick. I've done my best to just, self-isolate. All my friends that are listening, it's not because I don't want to talk to you anymore. It's because I don't want to get you guys sick. That's why I'm staying home all the time. And what was I saying? I'm going off.
You were talking about the benefits of quarantine.
I recently had a realization that before quarantine, I was so full force dance. Like, it was a nonstop, like, train, like no stops, no, I'm not picking up anybody else. This is my train. I'm going full steam ahead. I'm going until I reach my goal. And in some ways it was good, because I had a lot of fire burning. I had a lot of energy going into, like, just dancing every day and stuff like that. But then when I really realized it, I was like, I didn't give myself time to think about anything. I didn't give myself time to feel, because I was just so focused on, okay, what's the next thing I have to learn? What's the next dance that I have to learn? What's the next choreo that I'm going to learn? I didn't give myself the chance to just feel what I was doing, just to be in the moment. Because, dancing is all about being in the moment. I mean, you guys know, making a set, you spend how many months on it just to dance like 4 or 5 minutes on stage, 4 or 5 minutes of your life, and then it's over. So that's what it felt like before quarantine. And then now thinking about it, like I didn't give myself time. And I think that's what really contributed to my the downfall of like my motivation for dance, is because now I'm feeling all these things that I wish I could have felt in the moment. So it's like, and I can't get that back. And now I'm too busy thinking about the stuff in the past that I can't focus on what am I going to create the next day or today. Yeah. That's just, it's a lot. It's a lot.
As dancers, it's interesting to me that we spend so much time talking about like connecting with our feelings, right? And expressing how we feel through movement. But a lot of that, as you said, it kind of gets just pushed to the side because we're focused on what we have to do next, which is learning choreography, refining our skills, like learning the blocking, getting ready for competition. And I mean, I personally think that, as you said, the benefit or one of the benefits of having to stay at home is we're forced to like address the things that we've been avoiding, such as how we've been feeling. Yeah. And then taking that into account, like for when we are able to go out again, remembering that we need to take time like for ourselves.
Like, I want to say probably like a month after quarantining, like when it was April, I was just like, I woke up and I was like, damn, I'm really tired. Like my body is really tired. I mean, because I was dancing nonstop, like 2019 into 2020 until, the quarantine happened. And, just all that exercise and all that moving around, it just caught up to me. And I just felt sluggish the rest of the time in quarantine. It's just, it catches up to you. And that's the one thing I had to learn. I just got to be present in everything I do.
That's really good advice, Dylan, because, and we've had other guests on our podcast talk about, and, I didn't think about it until it was actually brought up, but it's so important to allow ourselves this space, to reflect and also just to heal our bodies, because as dancers, I don't think we realize, because we're dancing and we're having fun, a lot of it is training and being really harsh on the body, but I don't think we realize how much we actually do to our mind and body and how much energy it takes to create. And so allowing yourself to just really kind of like detox, I guess. I don't know if detox is the right word, but just kind of come back from it, right? Like settle, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah, good advice. You're so smart. Where did you get it from? Must be your older sisters.
Dude, it's everything you guys like drilled into my head when I was like 9 years old. But I mean, I've always talked about it. I feel so grateful that I was a part of like the tail end of the last generation of dancers. I feel grateful that you guys really worked on teaching us how to connect to the music, how to connect, our mind and our soul to the music, to dance, to moving. And I feel like a lot of people don't get that these days because of quarantine. I mean, because everything is just on a screen. It's easier said than done. Like, oh, just connect to the music. But then a lot of people can't do that over screen. Like, you need that physical interaction. So, I feel grateful for that, and I feel grateful for this quarantine because like you said, it's allowed me to detox, and it's allowed me to just lay everything out, look at what's really needed. What do I really need to do to get to this goal? Because I felt like I was just, okay, like I'm going to do choreo, and then next I'm going to make a project, and then next I'm going to work out, and then next I'm going to learn another project, and then do all this stuff. It wasn't really like a plan that I set for myself, because I just thought, like, if I dance and if I get better, maybe that'll happen. I didn't really map everything out for myself.
Well, it's really your Ate Dev and Kuya Jord that taught you that. You know, they taught me that too. And I mean, if I taught you anything, it was how to stagger yourself.
Oh,
You have to tell that story, Dill.
So, for all the listeners at home, we had what the heck, grammar. We had an audition for one of the teams. I think it was Raw. That was our junior competitive dance team, you know, award winning out here. I'm just kidding. So, Ate Michelle, she was in charge of, you know, if you guys ever been to an audition, I think we all have. They call you by your number and they set you up in groups, usually like groups of 4, groups of 5, and they stagger. So you have like 3 people in the front line and then 2 people in the back line, and then you have windows so you can see each person. And Ate Michelle, she was like, she said, make sure you guys stagger yourselves. And, you know, I think we all know what staggering is. And then she had to, I don't think the kids knew what staggering was. So she said, stagger yourselves. You know what staggering means? It means to stagger yourselves. Like,
best definition ever.
You guys know what that means? It means to stagger yourselves. Everyone was just laughing. We're like, huh? Of course it means that.
I think it was funny because, like, as you said, some of the people who are auditioning, they've never heard that word before. And so, and of course, there's like nerves and excitement. So when you get up there, a lot of what we see is people standing like side by side in the straight line. Yeah. And so I think Ate was just kind of like, I don't know. I think she was trying to explain. I mean, obviously she was trying to explain what it was, but I don't know where your head was at.
That's the formal definition. Stagger yourself.
But like, what is staggering? What is it though? Oh my gosh.
You've done it before too with another word. I think it was like or not blocking. It's like windows or something. I don't know. You guys know what it means to have windows?
Look, it's windows right here.
Dill, I want to go back and kind of touch on what you were saying about, you know, being forced to kind of see like how much stress your body was taking on when you were just like go with everything when dance was still full force, and we didn't realize, you know, what was happening and that we would need to stay at home. So now that you've had a chance to be at home and see, you know, what you need to work on, like be with yourself and also give your body time to rest, how do you think that's gonna play out when you guys eventually go back to in-person rehearsals? I mean, I think that's what we're all hoping, right? Is that there's that light at the end of the tunnel where you guys will be able to rehearse in person again, where you guys are going to prepare for competitions again. So like, what is that transition, do you think what's it going to be like? And how are you going to prevent yourself from burning out again?
Oh, wow. These questions are so deep. It's going to be different. I've always said, you know, it's not going to go back to normal, especially after this. Nothing's going to be the same. I think even if we do go back to in-person rehearsals, it's going to be in some way or some form of distancing or keeping safe or wearing a mask still. Or just like limiting the capacity, the number of people in the studio. I mean, you know, rest in peace, Culture Shock. You know, that's done a lot for, you know, I think all four of us, and then 220 as well. So the transition, it's going to be hard. I mean, it's still even hard now on Zoom rehearsals, because it's like you don't get that same vibe. It's not the same feeling you get. And like even when we try to do like our chants at the end, everything's like everyone's like lagging, everyone's late. So it's like, oh, okay, break, you know what I mean? So you know, enough about the negative stuff. When it does come back, I'm saying when, because it's going to, you got to manifest it. It's going to be good. It's going to be really good. I feel like a lot of fires and people are going to spark again. I feel like that you know, dancing jitteriness you get before rehearsal is going to come back again. And just being around your friends, being around people you know, like you hang out with all the time, or you used to hang out with all the time, it's going to be really nice.
I think that that's a beautiful perspective to have is when studios were open. And, you know, going back to what you were saying, you know, this pandemic has brought on a lot of, you know, really tragic things in the dance community, and particularly the loss of Culture Shock Dance Center in San Diego that had to shut its doors. And we certainly empathize with that, because, you know, I mean, and not even on the scale that people at Culture Shock had to go through, because, you know, the box was only open for 6 years and Culture Shock has been open for decades. And so we certainly can empathize with it. And it definitely impacted us because, like you said, Dylan, Culture Shock has been a huge part of the 4 of our dance journeys. But I think it's really beautiful to say when it's going to happen. It's going to be exciting, and it's going to feel like it's brand new again.
Yeah. I think that's going to be one of the most driving things for a lot of people. That's going to feel new again. And feel like, oh my God, like I made the team again. Like it's a new season.
I have 2 questions. The first one is 220 carrying over the same season? And then the other question that I have is, do you think that dancers will be more cautious now of taking care of themselves? Because before, at least in my experience, you know, we would run the late rehearsals, and those rehearsals were super long. Sometimes they were outdoors and you're sweating, but it's cold. And we're eating, I don't know, carne asada fries at 3 a.m. after we get off rehearsal, getting like limited hours of sleep. Do you think that's going to change once we get back to in-person rehearsals? Especially because, like, you know, right now everyone's like, stay healthy, stay safe.
Yeah.
Sorry, I know that was a long explanation.
No.
So are you guys still in the same season? And do you think it's going to change how we take care of ourselves?
Yes, we are still in the same season. I think because of COVID. I mean, I don't know. I can't speak for the directors. I think from what they told us, I think they want to wait until things get better with COVID before we have auditions. So we're still with the same team. And, you know, going on to taking care of yourself, I feel like that's been bigger than ever, especially because of COVID, because I know a lot of people had a lot of time on their hands. You know, like the first weeks of COVID, like, oh my God, like I'm at home, you know, home gym, run every day. Well, let's go, let's get this money, like let's work out. But then like after that, everyone was like, I feel lazy today. And I feel like I can speak for a lot of people. We gained a couple pounds during quarantine. Like I know I like lost all muscles in my body. I'm slowly trying to get it back. But I think as well too, a lot of people are going to be watching their health. I mean, with this new thing too, like dancers are athletes. I truly believe that. If you want to dance to the highest of your ability, you have to take care of your body. I mean, because if you don't have your body and you want to dance, what can you do? I mean, you can sing, you can learn how to sing. Like, if you don't have a body to help you move, then I don't think you can dance. You know? So, like, going with the whole dancers are athletes, you just got to keep your body in tip-top shape. I'm not saying like you have to do like LeBron James workout to dance, like to the best of your ability, because everyone has a different body. Everyone has a different like cap or like threshold that they can push through every time. So like I said, you know, you're not an NBA all-star athlete trying to get like 8-pack abs and big shoulders. Like, you're a dancer and you're doing to the best of your ability. And I think that's what makes dancers athletes.
I agree. And, we've had this discussion a lot on our podcast. And, I think it's been unanimous across all of our guests is that everyone feels like dancers are athletes because we train our bodies to endure, these long rehearsals, and we have to have a lot of stamina to undergo that. And we put our bodies through a lot of stress. So I like that we emphasize and that we touched on it. What are you doing to stay fit?
Oh, next question. No, I'm kidding. What am I doing to stay fit? Well, the first part of quarantine, I was really good. I was like, come on, like, we're beast mode out here. We're working out every day. And then I don't know, the past 5 months were a blur. I was just sitting at my chair, sitting at my bed all day, trying to figure out what to order on DoorDash, And I think because too, like, my new hobby, like PC stuff, like PC gaming, like I've just been sitting in this chair all day, staring at a computer screen, just playing video games all day. But recently I've started to pick it back up again. And that's with dance too. That's one thing I really wanted to try to do is keep dancing and keep working out and keep like fitness together. So like every time after I work out, I try to have at least like a 30-minute, 20-minute freestyle session just to keep this going. You know what I mean? To keep my mind going. I mean, I'm already moving my body a lot. Like, my body is already like tired. Like, I'm all like jello, but I want to keep my mind working. I mean, not saying like working out is like a mindless act because you have to watch your form and all that. But when you're working out, I feel like a lot of people, you just try not to focus on the pain or you just try to focus on like, okay, like I have 5 more reps to go. And then after that, it's like, okay, you're done working out. I didn't give my mind a chance to work out. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's what I've been doing.
What was the event that you, this is kind of, I don't know if this is going to be like a sad question, but what was the event that you were like looking most forward to that got canceled? And what are you looking most forward to in the future when we're back to team rehearsals and actually preparing for things?
The thing I was looking most forward to was Vibe. Shout out my homies, David, Ranny, and Ryan. If you guys are listening, we were all excited for Vibe because I feel like for us, as like the 4 of us, that was going to be our big break. You know what I mean? I think we all had sections in the set, and that was a big thing because I never thought I would I don't think any of us thought we would be able to choreograph for 220, especially like only our second year on the team. Like, I'm not trying to like big up myself. I'm not trying to brag, but it was something really unexpected, but it's something we took very seriously. And it was something we were really working hard to make sure it was perfect for on stage. And then it was like what? It was like the beginning of the March, and they sent out the email, Vibe will be canceled. And we're like, oh no, like, oh my God. But then we're like, oh, like maybe we can look forward to the next competition. It got canceled. And then the next one, it got canceled. So the big thing was competitions. And then what was the other half of the question?
What are you looking most forward to, like when events start happening again?
Competitions. I will always be a competitive person. I don't care who you are. I will always try to compete against you. And that was one of the things that really, 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 really pushed me as a dancer, and like my artistry was, okay, like this is my idea. Let's see how it compares to your idea, you know? So I love competing. I'm a very competitive person. I mean, like my first year on 220, everyone was like, dude, you need to like chill out. You're a little too serious. Like you're hella competitive, bro. Like just chill out for a second. Like, I don't know. It's instinctively for me. Like when I go to like a competition, I'm always just like, I don't mean to be like mad at you. Like when people say hi, I'm like, hi, how you doing? Like I'm just in that zone. I'm in that competitive zone. Like nothing. Like, of course, like competitions are supposed to be like a gathering hub for people to meet, exchange ideas, like exchange like phone numbers so you can link up with them later in life. But me, I was like, it's go time. Like we're trying to win. But yeah, that's the one thing I'm really excited for is when we get competitions again.
If you could only pick one competition to happen, like if you could only do one when it's safe to do so, what would it be? Would it be Vibe?
Ooh, that's a hard one. Probably Vibe. Because, Vibe is always at the beginning of the year, or like some sort of, it's usually like at the end of the year or beginning of the year. So I like Vibe a lot because it sets the tone for the season. So if I could do only one competition ever, it would probably be Vibe. I just love Vibe. It's good. It's a good vibe. Got him.
One of the things that I think, and I'm interested, actually, this is a question for Devin. I want to share kind of my proudest moment of you in all of the accolades you received. And that was when you actually received your special award for the solo at Showstopper. I think it was really special because you were the only solo hip hop competitor in that particular age group. And I can't remember, I think you won a double platinum. We said it in the intro. I think you won a double platinum. And I think that was really proud for me because you were a representative for the studio, but you were also representative for the four of us as siblings. And I think what even added more, it made it more special because we were in an arena where street dance was not as that culture wasn't as cultivated as it was like in our circles. A lot of people didn't recognize street dance in the same way that we did. And so to really bring it to the forefront, I think was really kind of my proudest moment. It's one of the things when I think about your career as a whole, it's one of the things that I remember the most. And I want to hear from Devin what her thoughts are on what her favorite accolade is that you've earned. And then I want to hear yours, what your favorite accolade was.
I would say that was a pretty special moment. I feel like I'm kind of cheating here. I'm going to give a blanket response and just say that anytime that Dylan has hit the stage was a really proud moment for all of us to be able to say, like, I know that guy, he's my brother. I know that, like, when you told us that you were going to have choreography for your vibe set, like that, I felt really like proud of you at that moment because I knew how much it meant to you. So I'm really sorry to you and the rest of, the 220 members who were unable to like actually showcase that to the world. Because I mean, I'm sure it would have been absolutely amazing, as everything is when you guys hit the stage. So I would say that. And then there was also, I don't know if it was your first performance with 220. Maybe it wasn't. It's the one when you guys are wearing like the vests.
Oh, yeah. Like the ponchos, like the gray ponchos.
Yeah. No, not that one. It was the one where you guys are wearing like red and
arena,
black.
like we're wearing the all black and red shoes.
Yeah. That one, I don't know, we didn't go, but you showed us the video and I was like, dang, that's pretty cool. Like, and that's like not even those aren't the right words to describe how I was feeling. It was so much more than that. But I could probably watch that video like over and over again.
It was a really good set.
Yeah, you were amazing, Dill. You're always amazing.
Was that the closer with clap, that one?
The what?
Exactly.
Yeah. The Kanye West song.
Yeah. I like that one. I like that one a lot.
I like how often
the clap with the stagger. Yeah, that was a good set. I really enjoyed that set. Marina, you need to put the wide view video on YouTube, please. Because I mean, no shade, but all the shade. I'm kidding. I don't like front row videos.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a different perspective. I think the wide view really gives you the whole perspective, and as choreographers, we intentionally block our sets that way so that you see the wide view. So I think the front view, while it's great because it gives you a different perspective, I think it's always nice to have that wide view to fall back on. I'm a professional photographer now, so I know the difference.
Okay.
Except for talking about video, to be a videographer.
So what's your favorite accolade, Dill, that you've earned?
I mean, if you look, I'm just kidding. I took it all down. I took all my medals down. My favorite, I will say, like, I miss showstoppers too. I think that was one of my favorite competitions to go to. Is because just seeing, it was a totally different environment to what we were used to. Just, I'm so used to being surrounded by teams, like just teams that look like me. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to say anything, but everyone was predominantly Asian or Black or Hispanic, and we all came from the same background. We all wanted to dance the same way. And just going to Showstopper, just seeing, all these studio moms and their kids and their costumes and their outfits. I mean, a person like me, or like a kid like me at the time, would just put on like a baggy shirt and some jeans and call that a costume. But these kids like have full out tuxedos bedazzled to the neck and have one sleeve missing with like sequins, like, huh? But it was a really good experience, like you said, to bring the way we dance to that environment, because a lot of people never seen that. I feel like hip hop or street dance at the time, it was very stereotypical. It was very big movements, loud music, all that stuff. But they've never seen, you know, choreography be interpreted as something else, you know? So yeah, my favorite accolade was from Showstopper. That's like the big segue. It was probably was it like the three times we got Crystal or something like that? That was pretty sick when we got it for Dancer's Life, Orchestra, and then Dreamers. That was really like those 3 years. It was just like, whoa. Yeah, those are probably my favorite.
I have the Crystal Award sitting behind me. Crystal, okay. And then I have the Artificial Award sitting back there too. And then we also got, when you guys made the Dreamers, because for the Dreamers set, you guys actually were the only hip hop group ever, I think, to make it into the finals, like the big finals. Raw got put into the Showstopper Hall of Fame. So I have the little Hall of Fame star behind me too. I look at it.
I mean, what can I say? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I like, for all the listeners, like I have an ego as a joke. It's a joke. I'm actually very, very shy when I talk to people.
I do. Go.
No, I was just going to say, just so that we're being historically accurate, we were the only hip hop team for that year, or that event. It wasn't ever, I don't think. I'm sure there were other hip hop teams that made it into the top 10 previously.
But still, that's pretty cool. I forgot about that.
You're right. Thanks for correcting that. I tend to embellish a little bit because I'm so proud of the accomplishments that you guys had at Showstopper. And I want to go back because Devin, you actually bring up a really good point. You know, Raw was the only group that, you know, made it into the top 10 in that year, the top 10 finals. And going back to what you were saying, Dylan, about the costumes, I mean, Showstopper is such a beautiful event because you're seeing dances from every walk of life. You know, you've got your ballet dancers, your tap dancers, your jazz dancers, and they're all bringing something completely unique and really special. And I think one of the reasons why we wanted to bring you guys to Showstopper was, one, to expose you to that, but also on the flip side, to expose them to what we were doing. And our costumes were really minimal because I think, Devin, this was your leadership and Dylan's leadership. You really wanted to focus on the movements and the expression of dance, as opposed to, you know, falling back on, you know, the sequins and the glitz and the glamour. And I think that there's something really beautiful to be said about that, because the fact that you guys made it into that top 10 final just wearing pajamas. I mean, it was the dream. You guys just wore pajamas, right?
I forgot about that. Oh my God.
That was amazing. That was such an amazing accomplishment. And it's something that I think all of us are really proud of.
It was one of my favorite years. I mean, like, Showstopper is just, going to Anaheim is just an adventure already. I feel like I have so many memories from Showstopper. Like when, you know, Kuya Jordan, right before we went on stage, he ripped his pants.
That was so stressful. We can laugh about it now, but that was really stressful.
Good thing I had an extra pair of pants for him.
I remember that. I remember that. You guys were practicing on the side, and I think you were only a few acts away from actually going and, going up into your slot on stage. And all of a sudden, Jordan did this, like, what were you guys doing? It was like some sort of thing where you like fell like kind of like on your backhand or whatever. And then he just like split his
Oh, it was the big stage too. We were in the big room. So we're like, oh my God, we got to get pants. But yeah, I love showstoppers. I wish I could do it again, but then I look at my age. I'm like, I'm too old for this.
No, you're not. You're never.
Yeah, don't tell us that. We're gonna put you in for the next showstopper.
I mean,
they have an adult category.
I'd be down low key if it ever gets better, or when it gets better.
I don't know. I don't think we can though, because we're not a studio anymore. I think it's for studio submissions.
Collab dance studio. Done.
Jill, I mean, I know we're like talking about more. I mean, we're talking about like lighthearted things, and
yeah.
But I feel like I have to ask. Can you show us some of your signature dance moves of quarantine?
No. What? What do you mean?
Yeah, you know exactly what I mean.
No, I don't. I really don't. Which one? I have a lot.
You do like this like salsa, or like, I don't know. You like I don't know how to describe it.
Okay, I'll do it one time. This is your chance. So if people are watching, you better glue your eyes to the screen. This is the only thing you're getting.
So if you're listening to the podcast, you have to pause it and you have to go over to the website or YouTube to catch this. Okay, this is a video exclusive with Dill.
Well, and
which one?
This is the only time that we've actually. Whoa! Wait, do it again.
Okay, I'm gonna stand up and do it. So, talking about the history of this move, I think I got it from me and my brother. We were just doing random stuff. We were just like, I don't know, me and Kuya, we get really weird with each other. Like, we'll be like how this mic is close to my face, we'll be this close to each other just dancing. Yeah. Okay. You ready? I can't believe I'm doing this. How does it go? Like this? Hey.
What about with the one hand?
Oh, the one hand?
Yeah.
Oh, I got you. It's like this. Hey.
Amazing.
Like when they tell us we're going to eat like epic wings or something. Hey. I'm so embarrassed.
That's the only time we've ever had a dancer dance on this podcast.
Hey, there's a first time for everything.
That's so true. This is a historical moment. How ironic. There's no dancing on this dance podcast.
You got to ask people that now in the future.
Okay.
What's your quarantine dance move?
I like it. Dylan, are you ready for some rapid fire?
No.
All right. That's the end of our episode. Thank you guys for listening.
Okay. I'm ready.
All right. I'm going to set a timer. I say that it's for 45 seconds, but I have actually gone back and listened to the episodes. Well, and also I'm running the timer so that I know that I'm cheating and going over because I like the questions that we ask. So I always let it go past 45 seconds. So if any listeners want to call me out, I know that I'm doing it. I know that I'm going past the 45
You got to
seconds.
change it. Medium fire.
No, it's got to be as fast as you can. Okay.
I'm slow.
It's a slow burn.
Slow burn. I like to take my time.
Oh, do your radio thing. What is it?
My radio voice?
What is it? The thunder? What is it?
The thunder. The quiet storm. So for all my people in San Diego, you guys all know 92.5. You know, they play all the classics. You know, I used to drive home with dad late at night, and he's always playing 92.5. And it's the guy, he goes, welcome back to 92.5, The Quiet Storm. Like, what? That's so cool. I want to learn how to do that.
But you just did.
But like as like smooth and as deep and like as he is, because he'll be like, this one is On Bended Knee by Boys to Men, from Eric to Vanessa, I love you, baby. And then it just plays a song. Like, what? That's so cool. What? I want to learn how to do that radio voice.
I'd say that was pretty good.
I mean, I spent a lot of time listening to it on the way home.
That's so funny because that was like, yeah, I remember I used to have to like pick dad up from work, and then he would always turn it on, and it was always late, right? It was always like 10 because he was working in a restaurant, and it was always like, put it on 92.5, The Quiet Storm.
Like, what? Quiet Storm? That's the coolest. Like, who would have thought of that? The Quiet Storm. Huh? Crazy. I gotta meet that guy.
All right, I got my timer going. You ready, Dev?
Yeah. Ready, Dill?
Okay.
All right, go.
Favorite video game?
Valorant.
One word to describe your dance style.
Weird.
Solo or with a team?
With a team.
Student or teacher?
Student.
Who's your favorite sister?
Oh. You can't do that.
What's your dream job?
Instructor, choreographer, teacher.
Favorite song?
I don't know. I have a lot of songs.
What did you eat for breakfast this morning?
Nothing.
Who do you think is mom and dad's favorite child?
Time.
At the Michelle.
Time.
I love how you answered that one.
Okay, going back. Favorite sister. All of you guys. All of you, especially Kuya. Favorite song? I don't know what my favorite song is. I have a lot of favorite songs.
How about like right now? What are you feeling at the moment?
Right now, I'm looking at my screen on my other monitor, looking at my Spotify. Probably the song that's really cool right now is Driver's License by Olivia Rodrigo. It's a sad song, but it's like, I don't know. Chelsea got me into it, and I can't stop playing it in the car.
She's blowing up right now. Ever since you guys made us listen to her song, it keeps coming up on my TikTok.
Hey, Pinoy Pride. She's blowing it. She's doing it for the Filipinos and the Asians.
I'm glad you said that, and I'm glad you didn't reference like any squeaky rap or anything.
I play that stuff as a joke.
That is awful.
I mean, no disrespect to the artist, because that's his craft, and to the people that like to listen to it, but it's just not my thing. It's not my thing.
It's not my thing either. But yes, keep creating squeaky rap. Keep doing you, boo. I want to touch on a couple questions that we didn't get to. Dylan, if you could write a book about anything, what would it be?
About myself, a biography. Because I know, like, I got it from dad, when he said he wants to write a book about himself, I was like, I would want to do that too, about my life. I mean, I don't know if my life is that interesting as Dad's, but I mean, I didn't get like 4 gold medals, but I feel like it'd be a cool thing to write a book about myself.
I would read it.
Whoa, Jinx.
Sisters. I want to go back to your answer about who do you think mom and dad's favorite is, because I think that is false information.
Okay, I was under pressure. It was a time crunch. I would have said Kuya Jordan. That's my real answer. Kuya Jordan. Jordan. Because he is the first boy. He's named after Michael Jordan, and Dad loves basketball. And he just has a nice car. And you know, if you're listening, Kuya, I have not put in your new shift knob yet. You're gonna have to wait on that. But yeah, I think he's the favorite.
This is exactly the kind of tea that everyone wants to hear on the podcast.
Right?
The sibling tea.
I agree.
We need to get all 4 of us on here.
Yeah.
Just hash it out.
I think we agree that Jordan's the favorite because he can't be on here to speak for himself. Sorry, Jordan.
Yeah. Sorry. Bye. Have fun.
This has been so much fun. I know. I feel like, I mean, I just saw you on like Wednesday, but
I think I don't talk about this stuff a lot because I feel like I'm always like the goofball. I'm always just saying random stuff. But yeah, it was really good. And when I see you guys, I'm never going to talk about this again.
Yo, I thought it was about to be like, well, Dylan, this has been great. Like, I feel like we haven't talked to you in such a long time. It was so good catching up.
What do you mean? I'm literally across the room from you.
Wait, what? You guys live together?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
You just exposed all of us.
Oh, my gosh. Well, just to clear things up, we're not all in the same household. But yeah, Dylan and I live in the same household, so we see.
And the crazy thing
each other a lot.
The crazy thing is that the rooms we are in used to be our rooms.
What? That made no sense.
So the room I'm in, this used to be Ate Devin's room, and the room she's in used to be my room.
Oh, the room that you're in used to be my room.
But you moved out early, so it doesn't count.
So I take my answer back, Jordy. I think these 2 are the favorites.
No. Who had to sleep in the office when Kuya came back? Kuya and Ate Jane came back. I did. I didn't even get to have my own room.
I know that sucked, Dill. I'm sorry.
It was either that or I sleep on the cot in Mom and Dad's room. And that's for another episode. We don't want to talk about that.
You want us to leave all of that in?
Yeah, why not? Just the next episode, we'll talk about the cot.
Oh, man, that's a teaser.
Oh, my God.
All right, Dill. Well, with everything that's going on in the dance community right now, we end our episodes with our guest's opinion on what's good in the dance community right now. So I'd love to hear your take on what's good
in the dance community as of right now. I haven't been on social media a lot. Home Screen by Chris Martin and Larkin. I forgot. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, so I'm not going to butcher it right now. But it's like a compilation of like concept videos that they hand selected, and it's a really good thing to watch. So I recommend watching that. You know, I've taken a new approach to posting videos on Instagram. I don't want to just post it just to post it. I want to story tell. And that's another like rabbit hole that we'll save for the next episode with the cot. I just ramble. I'm sorry. But yeah, that's what's good in the dance community right now. What home screen? I was about to say what scream. But yeah, that's what's good.
I love it. Thank you for sharing, and thank you for being a guest on our podcast. I love you, Dill. You're my baby bro, and I'm so incredibly proud of everything that you've accomplished. And I don't think that we say it enough, but I love that I'm so close to my siblings, and like you said, we've got the ink to prove it. And I love you.
Love you guys. Oh my God. I'm not gonna say it in person though, because that's weird. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I mean, that pretty much sums it up. I love you guys too. And this episode was especially special.
Especially special stagger.
I'm sorry. I'm coming down from like my caffeine. So like just, yeah, it's all the emotions. But the only thing that's missing is Jordy. So Jordy, we're going to shout you out again. Hope you're doing well. We love you and we miss you and can't wait for the next time we're all together.
Mm-hmm.
But until then, we'll just, have Dylan do his dance moves.
Yeah. Shout out Quia Jordan. I know you want me to get big, but that's not going to happen. I'm trying to stay lean. I'm trying to like dance like I'm the worm or something. But yeah, love you guys too.
And this marks the end of season 3. Thank you guys so much for an incredible season.
Thank you so much. And thank you for listening. Thank you again to all of our season 3 guests. And we will be back April 28th, 2021 for another collab podcast season 4.
Yes, we will be back on April 28th. So be sure to head on over to our Instagram. That way you can stay connected with us during our short break. You can also subscribe to our newsletter to just stay connected with us as well. And again, thank you guys for a great season. Please take care and stay safe.
And if you have any guest suggestions, shoot us an email at hello@collabpodcast.com, and we'll see you again in the new season.
Thanks, everyone.
Please don't bring your friends.
Thank you so much for listening to the Collab Podcast.
If you enjoyed this episode, please show your support by leaving a review on iTunes.
And be sure to subscribe to our show wherever you get your podcast.
The conversation continues over on Instagram and YouTube with highlights from today's episode.
When you on the way, make that move. Can't stay dead, no, that's my boo. Yeah, that's boo.